I married Mrs. Wright. I just didn't know her first name was Always. You kidding me? Her credit card was stolen 6 months ago. I never reported it. The guy's spending less money than she did. So this reminds me, you might have heard this one, but of a couple that gets married and the woman's a virgin. She goes on the honeymoon and she says to the guy, "Take it easy on me. I'm a virgin." She says, "You're a virgin? You've been married 3 times before me. How could you be a virgin?" She says, "Well, the first guy I married was a gynecologist. All that guy wanted ever to do was look at it. The second guy was a psychologist. All he ever wanted to do was talk about it. He said the third guy was a stamp collector." He said, "Boy, those were the days." So this lady's a virgin and she goes on her honeymoon. She's really nervous. So she brings her mother along, puts her in the room next door. The man takes off his shirt. He's got hair on his chest. She runs out of the room. She says, "Mom, he's got hair all over his chest." She said, "That's normal. Men have hair on their chest. Get back in there." She goes back in. The man takes off his pants. He's got hair on his legs. She runs out of the room again. She says, "Mom, he's got hair all over his legs." She said, "That's normal. Men have hair on their legs. Get back in there." Well, the guy takes his shoes off. He's got a club foot and a regular foot. She runs back to her mom's room. She says, "Mom, he's got a foot and a half." She said, "You stay here, I got this." I'll feed you, my young birds. I got more. So this lady goes to the doctor. She says she wants to get chest implants. So the doctor says, "Let's try some exercises in hopes to enhance your breasts so we don't have to do surgery." So she says to her, "Listen, I want you to put your hands on your arms and I want you to say, 'Mary had a little lamb, her fleece was white as snow. If I do this every day, my tits will surely grow.' I want you to do it twice a day for 2 weeks and come back and see me." Really tug on him, give him a good tug. She's doing it religiously for a week. And finally she forgets and she gets on the bus to go to work in the morning. She looks around the bus and she sees there's just one gentleman in front, but otherwise pretty much an empty bus. So under her breath she says, "Mary had a little lamb, her fleece was white as snow. If I do this every day, my tits will surely grow." The guy in front of her turns around and says, "I'm sorry, I can't help but overhear you. Do you go to Dr. Johnson?" She said, "How do you know?" He said, "Hickory dickory dock." So I have a couple more jokes for you, but first of all, I wanted to thank everybody for coming out, and especially people who have no kids in the program. Let's hear it from that group. No kids in the program, just support them. Thank you. Fantastic. I also want to recognize my dad, who's here tonight in the back. You know, he's the author of a lot of my jokes, and you know, through the years, I grew up in a household where you always told a lot of jokes. And when you grow up in a household where you tell jokes, it's really easy to come up here and tell jokes for you guys. So I just wanted to recognize my dad who's here tonight. So this, I don't know if you're ready for this one. It's a little dirty. You guys good with that? So this bee flies up this woman's crotch. Husband rushes her to the hospital and says, "Doc, a bee has flown up my wife's crotch. You gotta save her, you gotta get it out of there." He says, "Well, I could put a little honey on my dick. I'll stick it in. The bee will be attracted to the honey. I'll pull it out. But it's strictly a medical procedure." The husband says, "Whatever you gotta do, get it out. She's gonna die." So the doc puts a little honey on there and he sticks it in, pulls it out, nothing. In, out, nothing. Next thing you know, he's going to town on the woman. The husband says, Doc, what are you doing? He says, I got a change of plans. We're going to drown the bastard. So this last joke, I told last year, but it's a classic, so I always end with something called the bus joke. You want to come up and tell it? Oh. Too soon. So this woman gets on the bus and she goes like this. The bus driver goes like this. The lady goes like this. The bus driver goes like this. The lady goes like this. The bus driver goes like this. The lady goes like this and she runs off the bus. Well, there's an old lady in the front row. She says, I want your badge number. I'm going to report you to the proper authorities for those obscene gestures you just gave that lady. She said, no, you don't understand. The lady's a deaf mute. She said to me, does that bus go uptown? I said, it goes downtown. She said, is it a local? I told her it's an express. She said, does it go by the milk factory? I told her it goes by the ballpark. She said, oh shit, I'm on the wrong bus. Thank you guys, thank you.